Welcome to our second lesson on volume of solids. As we had looked at the introduction, we are going to look at the volume of cone and pyramid. The reason why we are combining these two is because they have the same formula of getting the volume. And the formula is the volume V is equals to a third base area times height. The height in this case is the vertical height, not the slant height for the cone and not the slant edge for the pyramid. It is the vertical height from the vertex to the center of the base. Let's have two examples, one in each area. If I have a pyramid here, I want to sketch it. That's a right pyramid. This is the height we are talking about, the vertical height from the vertex V all the way to the center of the base. So that center, let's call it O. So the base is rectangular, measuring 10 by 8. Let's give it 10 by 8. And the height here, the vertical height, H, is 15. So if you're given such a question, this one is a direct one. You will go ahead and you'll be able to get the volume. And the volume is given by a third base area. So in this case, V is equals to a third times base area, that is 10 by 8, times the height, which is 15. So if you multiply there, you'll get here 5. And I think that will be 400 cubic centimeters. So this is a direct question. However, if you had been given this 15, not as the height, but as a slant edge, if this was 15 and this was 15, for example, if this height is not given, but you still have such, then you must get the height. You must get the height. And you can get the height using the diagonal. So if you use the diagonal, AO is a half of AC. So you can get AC using Pythagoras theorem. That would be the square root of 10 squared plus 8 squared. That would be the square root of 164. So this one here will be a half of that. And then you use again Pythagoras theorem to get your H. So my example is a direct one, but it is not always that you get such an example. You can be given the slant edges. So you have to get the vertical height using Pythagoras theorem. You can complete this one for your own practice and see what would have been the answer if this 15 was not the height, if it was the slant edges. I want to give you another example on the cone. Let me sketch a cone here. Given such a cone, whose radius is 6 centimeters and the vertical height is 14. And you are asked to get the volume. Volume in this case will still be given by a third times base area. The base here is a circle, so you'll use pi. Let us use pi 22/7 multiplied by the radius squared. This is the area of the base multiplied by the height now, which is 14. So if you do that, this would be 2, this will be 2 again. So I think that will be what? This is 24 times 22. You can complete that. You can complete that and see what will be the answer. So again, if in our case we are given another question whereby you are not given the height of the cone, but you are given, let's give this still 6 centimeters, but let us give our slant edge here as 10. You are not given the height. So you cannot use this to get the volume. You must get this vertical height. And you're going to use Pythagoras theorem so that you get this height. So the height in this case would be the square root of 10 squared minus 6 squared. So that would be the square root of 64, which is 8. So 8 will be the height here. So now you go ahead and apply volume is equals to a third times base area, which is 22/7 times 6 times 6 times the height. In this case, it is 8. So note what you have been given. If you are given the slant edge or the slant height for a cone, you must get the vertical height. If you are given the slant edge for a pyramid, you must get the vertical height. But if you are given the vertical height, then that will be a direct question. You just move on and apply this formula. Volume is given by a third base area times height. So continue practicing, do more practice in that, and you'll be able to master that part of getting the volume of a pyramid and a cone. Thank you. That will be the end of today's lesson.